Hello students, in this video we will discuss the topic deadlocks. As we have already discussed that deadlock is a major drawback in two-phase locking, so today we will discuss this topic. Now, a deadlock is a condition in which two or more transactions in a set are waiting simultaneously for locks held by some other transactions in the set. Neither transaction can continue because each transaction in the set is on a waiting queue, waiting for one of the other transactions in the set to release the lock on an item. Now, deadlock detection and prevention. Deadlock detection is a periodic check by the DBMS to determine if the waiting line for some resource exceeds a predetermined limit. Now, there are three basic approaches to detect and prevent deadlock. First is deadlock detection, second is deadlock detection, and third is deadlock avoidance. We will discuss these one by one. So first is deadlock prevention. It means never allow deadlock. So deadlock prevention technique avoids the condition that lead to deadlocking. It requires that every transaction lock all data items it needs in advance. And if any of the items cannot be obtained, none of the items are locked. So in other words, a transaction requesting a new lock is aborted if there is a possibility that a deadlock can occur. So, whenever conflicts occur in timestamp, we can resolve through these two methods, wait die and wound wait. So, in wait die method, if a transaction requests to lock a resource or data item which is already held with a conflicting lock by another transaction, then one of the two possibilities may occur. These two possibilities are, first possibility is if timestamp of Ti is less than timestamp of Tj. That means Ti is an older transaction. So, if an older transaction is requesting a conflicting lock, then the older transaction is allowed to wait until the data item is available. Here Ti is an older transaction, and if it is requesting a conflicting lock, then Ti is allowed to wait until the data item is available. And second condition is if timestamp of Ti is greater than timestamp of Tj. That means Ti is a younger transaction. So if a younger transaction is requesting for a conflicting lock, then Ti dies, younger transaction dies. So and Ti will be restarted later with a random delay but with the same timestamp. So this scheme allows the older transaction to wait but kills the younger one. Next method is wound wait. In this scheme, if a transaction requests to lock a resource or data item which is already held with conflicting lock by some other transaction, one of these two possibilities may occur. Now, if first possibility is if timestamp of Ti is less than Tj, means Ti is older transaction. So Ti will force Tj to be rolled back. That is, Ti will wound Tj and Tj is started later with a random delay but with the same timestamp. And if timestamp of Ti is greater than Tj, then Ti is forced to wait, means younger transaction, Ti will be younger in this case. So younger transaction is forced to wait until the resource is available. So in this scheme allows the younger transaction to wait, but when an older transaction requests an item held by a younger one, the older transaction forces the younger one to abort and release the item. Third method is deadlock detection, which means detect deadlock whenever a transaction is blocked. In a deadlock detection technique, the DBMS periodically tests the database for deadlocks. If a deadlock is found, one of the transactions is aborted and the other transaction continues. And the aborted transaction is now rolled back and restarted. Third method is deadlock avoidance, which means detect deadlocks periodically. Now, in a deadlock avoidance technique, the transaction must obtain all the locks it needs before it can be executed. Thus, it avoids rollback of conflicting transactions by requiring that locks be obtained in succession. A simplest way to detect a state of deadlock is for the system to construct and maintain a wait for graph. So, deadlock avoidance is done with the help of wait for graph. Now, in a wait for graph, an arrow is drawn from the transaction to the record being sought, and then drawing an arrow from that record to the transaction that is currently using it. If the graph has cycles, deadlock is detected. Thus, in a wait for graph, one node is created for each transaction that is currently executing. Now, let us take an example. Whenever a transaction T1 is waiting to lock a data item X that is currently locked by transaction T2, a directed edge from T1 to T2 is created in the wait for graph. Now, when the transaction T2 releases the lock on the data item that transaction T1 was waiting for, the directed edge is dropped from the wait for graph. And we have a state of deadlock if and only if the wait for graph has a cycle. If a cycle is formed, then it means deadlock occurs. So these were the three techniques with the help of which we can avoid the situation of deadlock. Thank you.